Star Wars Jedi Fallen Survivor is pure Star Wars. After the great reviews from the first game, Respawn has made a sequel set. Oh no. And to think that I thought this game was going to come out without any issues, but I remembered that EA owns Respawn.
I hate your guts. I know.
Besides the horrible launch, Respawn did a pretty good job with this game. Fallen Survivor takes place 5 years after the first game and follows Cal Kestis on his quest to find a safe place for him and his friends to hide from the Empire. And I gotta say, this story is depressing as hell.
If I keep my body moving and my mind occupied at all times, I will avoid falling into a bottomless pit of despair.
I feel like most Star Wars stories don't really focus on loss or grief, but I really enjoyed how it does here. Having Cal go through betrayals and loss and how he struggles to process it really helps him become a more dimensional character. And the thing I liked about it most is that he never fully processed it completely, and it's not something that can be cured overnight. Now the story did stumble a bit because having Dagan switch over to the dark side and Bode betraying Cal were super predictable. But I think what helps is that it was done really well, and having the story take place 5 years later was also a great choice, because it allowed Cal to become a full-fledged Jedi in this game, and really allowed him to become his own person. And it helped with the gameplay too, because everything Cal learned from the previous game he never had to relearn. But being able to use the Force Dash and Grapple Hook allowed for even more possibilities about exploring the map, and man is there a lot to explore. In the previous game you had a few planets that you could explore, and the only thing really to do was look for cosmetics and fight enemies. In Fallen Survivor there's way more to do. You have this main world Koba, which is a pretty decent open world, and you can look for cosmetics, fight enemies, and you even have the option to do some side quests as well, like bounties. But I think what really makes the open world stand out in this game is the scale.
Holy smokes.
It was really cool that you could look across the map knowing that you can explore everything in front of you. Now another thing I really enjoyed was how great the customization was.
This is where the fun begins.
In the last game, you were really only able to customize a few things, but here, you can customize everything. I really enjoyed being able to make my Cal look different from everyone else's. And you have so many different options too, from outfits to even what your facial hair looks like. And the lightsaber customization is on the same level too. Being able to customize every part of my lightsaber on top of being able to choose which part had a certain color was a great addition. And you even had the option to customize BD1, which was a great plus too. But I think what makes this game really shine is the combat. To start off, there are 5 different stances that you can unlock. Single blade, dual-sided, dual-wield, blaster, and crossguard. The cool part is that all these stances can be played differently, and each stance has its own skill tree so you can customize your playstyle to best suit you. I also really enjoyed how diverse the enemy types were. It wasn't just the Empire, and you had a range of battle droids, beasts, raiders, and even some bounty hunters. I think one of the things both of these games have done well with is making the game challenging but not too easy at the same time. There was a super nice balance of feeling unstoppable in some situations and having enemies saying, "We're all gonna die!" But I also liked how with some enemies I had to strategize how I was going to take them down, like the Rancor, and after I beat him I was like, I won. Not only was the gameplay updated, but so were the graphics. Well, when the game works, that is. Now I got really lucky and didn't experience too many problems, but I'm getting so sick of developers releasing games with crappy launches.
We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
Because when this game works, everything looks amazing. The details on the planets and even how the characters look were all done really well. Jedi Fallen Survivor is pure Star Wars. From the story to combat and customization, I absolutely loved playing it. I think this game did a great job taking everything from the last game and improving upon it. And I can't wait to see what Respawn does next. So putting all the bugs aside, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Survivor gets a 9 out of 10.